Hi, I'm sending you this video to accompany the PowerPoint I prepared for you on creativity, and also in anticipation of your responding to the fourth discussion prompt. I'm wondering if you consider yourselves creative. It's a question I always ask my students, and I get really interesting and varied responses. I do hope you know by now that creativity doesn't fit in one kind of box. It doesn't refer only to people who have artistic talent of some sort. And I hope you've begun to consider how we can all encourage creativity in all of our learners. I'm really fond of the TED Talk by Sir Ken Robinson asking the questions if schools really are ruining creativity in our children. Many of you may have seen it before, but it is a prompt for sure for lots of discussion. Lots of myths about creativity I include in the PowerPoint, but not a couple of my favorite stories. One is about Salvador Dali, whom I'm sure you know is an artist of enormous imagination and creativity, and somebody maybe sometimes challenging to appreciate. I know it was for me for many years. Well, there's a great story about the ways that Dali prompted his own creativity. He believed in that moment between being awake and just falling asleep, that kinesthetic moment in time, is when we are most creative. So he would go to sleep in a chair or on a couch holding a spoon that was dangling over a glass cup or plate. And when he fell asleep, that spoon or fork, some utensil, would drop and make a clank. Would wake him up, and that's when he would paint. Very different is that renowned scientist Edwin Land, the founder of the Polaroid camera, and in fact someone who was a great inspiration for Steve Jobs. I think I will make a link to an article about that and put it in a folder about 21st century values and expectations and issues at the end of the content area of the website. Well, Land believed in prompting creativity in all of his scientists, so he designed and insisted on a garden, a large garden in the plant where the Polaroid camera was being developed. And he insisted that his scientists take some time every day to meditate, to walk, to contemplate the world in a beautiful spot. He believed that that was important to prompt science, good science, as well as creativity. So with that, I wish you well as you talk about this topic. I want to also take an opportunity to remind you once again of the position paper assignment due on June 23rd, because it is such a big part of the course, and encourage you to write to me with any questions, thoughts you have about the paper. I'm happy to look at rough drafts and to support you in any way I can as you work towards completing that assignment.